Welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is a man who hates it when he prepares some delicious pierogies, but then he's knocked out and placed into in the middle of a billions upon billions of dollars death cube. It's Norbert Morvan.
Yeah. Shout out to all my people out there making widgets in Saskatoon.
You know, one time it's a widget, and then it becomes a death machine.
Well, the real question is, how many widgets do you need to make a death machine? That's for your data podcast, baby.
2 billion. And I wonder if the Death Star did the same thing. If they kind of contracted out, they had all people from around the galaxy making widgets for them.
That's what it is. It's like Worth said, the guy in Cube 2, the guy who makes the toilet doesn't meet the guy who makes the death ray. You know what I mean? That's totally it.
I turned off Tube Q. I turned off Cube 2. I turned the volume down on it because I didn't really like it. It felt too clean.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it felt too clean. I didn't like any of the actors. I missed the grime. I missed the sweat. I missed the personality of it. And it's just like a shiny, glossy thing. But Cube, which I had never seen before and you recommended, is a solid gem of a movie, man. And hey, but before we get going, I just want to ask you one thing. So,
yes, sir.
You and I worked in Korea together. And we worked, you still work there. We worked with some staff. At the time when I was there, we had a staff of, James, then we had Joe,
there was James,
Wong,
Joe,
and Deanna. So there was a total of 6 of us working there. Now, between Joe, James, Wong, Norbert, Deanna, and Mark, who makes it out of the cube, Norbert?
Well, quite frankly, I'm going to go with my boy James Moolah because he had an intense background as he was coming up. Wong would end up being abused for the numbers because he was computer science guy.
Yep.
Joe was the friendly cat, but we couldn't really make him out to be the guy with the special needs, right? Because that would be wrong.
Yeah.
We're
our own characters. Like, we're in there, all of us.
Okay, cool. So we're not making analogies.
Okay. No, we don't have prison names.
Okay. That's right. Everybody has a prison name. It's awesome.
So, and obviously you listening, you guys really don't know, but we had a very funny, random, eclectic workforce that worked in the same office. And we loaded ourselves up on single packets of Korean coffee and taught classes that were filmed. And we just had a book. And everything was planned for us for the 3-hour classes. So who do you think would make it out? You got to pick a winner. And you can kill me off first. I don't care. I want to know who you think.
Eventually, James would be the leader, man, because you look at James right now. He's transformed his mind, body, and soul to adapt to his new environment. Now he's back in the United States, and he's a wonderful human being. And but when he was in that situation in the cube, no holds barred. I believe he would absolutely rip the throat out of all of us.
When we're going through the spike trap, so he's like, hey, Norbert and Mark, go through the spike trap together. Oh, okay, yeah, we can do that. Hit you.
That's what it is. We take eventually when I turn into fascist black cop, I just start launching Wong through doors, because damn it, you get through the door. Ah!
Yeah, Wong, his heel turn in this movie is amazing. Yeah, so you be throwing people around. I would probably, I don't know what I'd do. I'd probably you guys would get so annoyed at me, you'd lose me somewhere.
No, man, between you and Joe, you guys would be fighting for the title of always look on the bright side of life guy, because the both of you are just so damn cheerful, So I'm sitting there and I'm eventually just getting all cynical New York. We're trapped in this box like a bunch of frats, man. But I see through people, like a freaking X-ray. And you're just like, Norbert, just calm down, man. It's all right, man. Look, this room's blue. The next room might be green. You never know, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, these great colors, man. They're just so beautiful. And then I get cubed. And my last word is like, sweet. Hey, this isn't bad. Remember me. And then you're going to be like, we're going to have trouble forgetting, Mark.
Totally, man. As we walk through each room, you would say, when I worked on XYZ film, we had gels that were very similar to the colors in this room. And then, Mark, look out! Yeah.
That's how I wouldn't want to get acid in the face.
Oh, God, brutal.
No, I wouldn't want to get dropped. Actually, if anything, I wouldn't mind being dropped, though. If someone dropped me out of the cube, I think that's what I'd like to know, because then at least I know how deep it goes. That would solve a mystery for me and be pretty quick.
Well, apparently each room is 15 feet across, up, down, left, right.
Yeah, 14.
So, I mean, that's a serious drop, you know, it's not necessarily a fatal drop, but it's one of those, oh, my ankle or, oh, my pancreas type of drops. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my ankle's exploding. So it was made up of 14-foot square rooms enclosed inside an outer shell. Its total dimensions were cited as 434 feet square. An equation was made that if a cube was 26 rooms high by 26 rooms across by 26 rooms deep, leaving 35 feet between the rooms and outer shell to move within, it would be a total of 17,576 cubes.
Madness.
So as one cube they used, and it was made for 350,000 Canadian dollars in 1996, and it was released in 97. And they lit the room red, then they lit it amber, then they lit it green, then they lit it blue, then they lit it white, and they didn't film in order. So they filmed when they started filming. That's when I got his name right here. It's coming. Worth has that massive monologue. And
totally.
And I tell you what, dude, I could talk about the production design of this movie all day. This guy, it's brilliant. Yeah. It's one room.
It is a brilliant thing. Yeah, they made the whole movie in one room, and they changed the colors. And I don't know if they went according to the order of the script, whatever, or maybe they had, you remember that game back in the day? It was called Simon, where it was bloop, 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 green, blue, purple. Maybe they had a Simon and just put it on random, and then, okay, pink, we're shooting pink today. Everybody get ready. You got your pink script. Let's go.
I love that aspect about it. And he said this is a glorified film project, the director. So I think that's another, Vincenzo Natali directed this. And I think he was really able to make this. So his original script, there was monsters and stuff on walls and all this stuff. And eventually some very smart man was like, yo, let's not do that. Yeah, cut that. And I think what really helped him is before he made this movie, he worked on shows like Eek, the Cat, the cartoon, the Beetlejuice cartoon. He was a storyboard artist on some movies, Johnny Mnemonic. And I think, he learned how to I bet you he drew out frame for frame every shot of this movie. Because you're shooting in a cube, Norbert. You have a handheld camera. You're not going to have many you and I, let's say you and I are the cinematographers of this movie, and we start shooting on day one, we would run out of interesting shots.
Totally, man. Totally. You know, how many times can you do the Dutch angle? Yeah. How many times can you do the extreme close-up? How many times can you do the pan into a two-shot? It's amazing, man. The guy's got a really great imagination. And then you come to find out that later on in life, he made that movie with Brody. Splice.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. And you get it, you know. This is where you learn economy of shot. And also, we don't need everything. You take some of this stuff out. That was the problem with the Cube, too. It was too much.
Oh, yeah, too much. And it was too many characters.
Exactly. Yeah, this movie is very simple. We're going to throw these cats in a room, and then, oh, by the way, whoosh, you get that not Mortal Kombat. It was that terrible Resident Evil movie stole the Cube murder.
Stole it.
Yeah, stole it completely.
Oh, you know what they did, though? But they made the cubes, they were cubes, but they were at an angle.
Exactly.
I bet that's how he was able to steal it.
Exactly. That's what they did, you know. And you probably had Mila Jovovich, you know, her husband is the guy who writes and produces and directs this movie. I want to take it from the Cube movie. Take it from the Cube movie. Do it.
No, he loves all sci-fi, and he this sounds crazy. We did a Resident Evil franchise podcast series on this, and I listened to all his commentaries, and he just admits to taking from movies. That's what I kind of like him because of that. Cause he's like, yeah, see this shot, 2001. Like I appreciate. And then you know what I also think. So Vincenzo, he went on to an insanely lucrative TV directing career. He's done Westworld, which is one of the best looking TV shows. Orphan Black, which I love. Hannibal, which I think is the most visually sumptuous TV show I've seen in years. He worked on Glorious, Wayward Pines, Luke Cage, The Strain, American Gods, Lost in Space. He directed the ill-fated pilot for Tremors for Sci-Fi. But this guy has been, I really think he's good for TV because he shot this movie in 20 days. And on TV, you got to move.
Yeah.
And so he said this was his best experience because he had all the creative freedom in the world.
Yeah.
But this must have been a very frustrating nightmare because even the art director on this movie, she did a brilliant job. Right? Mm-hmm. But that was her first movie. So you have all these people who are incredibly talented, but they're new to the game, which...
Yeah.
Oh, so Diana Magnus, this was her first job as an art director. I don't know. They just...
What are you thinking?
I don't know. I just think It's just the product of, it's like a Blair Witch where these kids just shot a movie. It's like
Well,
Texas.
even if you look, you look at the budget for this movie, $350K. They made this movie. They got some quality actors.
Yes.
You know, the woman who plays the little girl that Worth is all skeevy over.
Nicole DeBoer, Levin.
Yes, Levin. He's all over Levin, and
you gotta make me dinner.
You know what I'm saying? And we're together, just like the parts of a cube, and the key fits into the lock, and just gets all skeevy on her.
Get away from her.
Yeah, she was kind of a big deal, man. She ended up in the last season of Deep Space Nine as Ezri Dax, because I'm a Trekkie.
Nice, and she did the entire run of another show too that was on, like a big show.
So, you know, it's not like they got a lot of bums and randos to do this. And also shout out to Kazan, who every time I see him and he's 17 and I want a full box of candy, I always think that that's Michael Rappaport. Every time I see him, I think that's clearly Michael Rappaport. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And you know that guy wrote Simon Says, Andrew Miller, who played Kazan, the Dennis Rodman JCVD movie.
I mean, there it is, you know. There it is.
None of these people were bums. Worth did almost every episode of Stargate, and the Holloway, played by Nikki Guanagni, she was just in Ready or Not, which I love. Yes. It's one of the most fun horror films I've seen in years. My wife and I were just laughing. Oh, it's so much fun, man. It's just
is it in theaters now?
Yeah, it's in theaters, and we just laughed. There are some scenes where just Megan and I started laughing, and then I think the people around us started realizing they could laugh. And then everyone else just kind of started having fun with it. But yeah, dude, all these actors, they're better than the Cube 2 actors. And this is essentially a student film that they shot. I mean, the visual effects were done for free by a Toronto company because they wanted to help out.
Right.
And also, so I had a meeting I had to go to for work today, and I was very happy about it because it was a day off. I don't teach, but I had to make like a 3-hour, well, not like a 3-hour, like a 2.5 hour round trip. And I listened to Cube on my trip, so I put the thing on, I listened to it, and the dialogue even holds up during this. Oh, yeah. The actors,
You still there?
Yeah, I lost you there. Something happened.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
That's all good.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, give me 5 seconds, and then we'll get back.
No problem. My bad. I don't know what happened.
It's all good, dude. Yeah, so I'm listening to this, and this even holds up. Sometimes I gotta pack, between my writing, teaching, all that, you don't have that much free time. So I use this. I watch the movie, of course, take a ton of notes, then I'll listen to it on my long drive. You might as well, right? And
that's sweet, man.
Sometimes you hear these accents. Sometimes you hear these just dialogue that you're sitting there going, ugh, or sound effects or scores. But while listening to this movie, I was just as much into it. And I don't know, I just dug the conversations. I was able to focus on the conversations more. But I thought that Nicole DeBoer, she really crushed it in this movie.
Oh, she's a great actress. She's a great actress, man. She puts forth this kind of innocence, and I have no idea what's going on, and I'm going to be useless, scared girl in the corner as the movie starts. And then her arc over the whole film, she eventually gains her confidence. She starts pulling out prime numbers like it's an episode of Square One TV on PBS. Oh, prime numbers. Oh, clearly. Duh. Obviously. I totally know what's going on. And it's so wonderful, man.
And she pulls it off, too. I love how she was able to do that. And one of my favorite lines that actually, I was so happy she said this. So, oh gosh, is that your 2 cents worth? Yeah, for what it's worth. Oh, brother. But I love it when Levin's like, this removes to 0, 1, and then -1 on the x-axis, 2, 5, and -7 on the y, and 1, -1, and 0 on z. And
that's right.
Quentin. I always say, some people said Quentin, or I say Quentin.
As a New Yorker, we say Quentin.
Quentin. That's the way I say it. But when people say Quentin, it throws me off.
Quentin.
But then they go, and then Quentin goes, and what does that mean? And then I love Levin goes, you suck at math. Like that made me, that made me happy.
Burn. Jamaican air horn. Burn. That's right. Burn.
And then she gets murdered at the end, dude.
So many people get murdered at the end.
This is a dark movie.
It is, you know what it is? To me, it is a 90-minute episode of The Twilight Zone. Mm-hmm. And I've seen reviews of this movie online where people say, oh, it just goes nowhere. The acting is terrible. It's a weak script. Dude, when you're watching an episode of The Twilight Zone, guy wakes up after a nuclear war. He just wants to read books, but then his glasses break. The end. Evil. That's what this movie is, man. It's such a throwback to classic old school horror sci-fi. Like, this is just a twisted situation. It's a great movie.
I know I won't touch on this anymore. We can jump into the movie, but 350,000 Canadian dollars to make this. And
yeah, in 97.
That's ridiculous. Like that by a first-time filmmaker. It's just, it blows my mind that they were able to get this in 20 days. Because as you're watching, I'm going to say this one more time, I'm going to repeat myself, but the shot selection so all these people are going weak script, weak acting. But this is a very good production designed and made movie. This guy and the producers who are probably very smart around him, this is what I teach my students. I think they controlled everything on the front end. They wrote a very tight script, storyboarded everything before they shot, rehearsed it.
Exactly.
And then they went into it and shot it. Then they probably spent a long time on the edit. They spent a long time on the score. And he probably did that by himself. So this movie is what people should look at when they want to look at independent filmmaking. Because I guarantee these people put so much focus on the inexpensive free pre-pro and post that the shoot, even though it was arduous, finished in 20 days. I've been on terrible movies that have shot for 45 days that haven't been as visually good looking as this movie. So I dug it. And so why did you recommend it to me? I know you love it, but like when was the first time you saw it? Like tell me about your journey with Cube, because you said it's one of your favorites.
What ends up happening is I have access to all of these internet streams and whatnot. And one day it just came across, this is a movie you should see. So you sit down and suddenly it immediately draws you in, because the first guy takes that horrible loss that Resident Evil steals. And then you're just like, okay, oh shit, wait a minute, I need to find out what the hell's going on. And so as the movie goes on, some people are sitting there thinking, what's the point of this cube? Who put them in this cube? Where, why, who, when? No, the whole thing is you got these characters, it's well acted, and everyone has their own motivation to get out. Even the guy, Worth, who has no reason to get out. He's just whatever. But eventually, camaraderie, bringing people together. It's that whole Night of the Living Dead vibe of we're trapped in a place, we gotta survive. Are we going to work together, or are we going to tear each other apart? And that's always been a great thing to me, man. Movies that cut into what it is about society and people. What do people do when they've got no other options and no way out? It's brilliant that way, man.
Go, sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, John, go for it. You
even get the vibe of Canadians. You know what I'm saying? The woman, she's always like, holy cats. Yeah. Holy cats. You get the weird dialogue. And then when he grabs her, Quentin grabs her by the neck, okay? Drags her into the next room, gives her the full WWE, it's 21st century, WWE choke slam to the ground, and then he's like, oh, sorry, eh? because Canada.
I mean no harm.
And she's just like, no problem. I didn't mean to choke slam you. We're just in a potential death trap, and I figured you were trying to kill me. That's okay, eh? We'll get a Molson later.
I love the dynamics too, because so you have Levin, played by Nicole DeBoer, is the mathematician or college student who's amazing at math. She can remember these numbers. Then you have Holloway, who is a doctor. So they maybe put her in there for a free doctor, of all things, too.
Free clinic, yeah.
Free clinic doctor. And then Quentin's like, I pay your salary.
That's right.
And then you have Worth, who it turns out built the thing, or built the outer shell. He holds that secret for a long time.
He built the sarcophagus.
Then you have Kazan, who's a mathematical genius. Very much so Rain Man, if you think about it. There's a lot of comparisons. And also the glasses in this that get broken look like straw dogs. And then you have Quentin, who is the cop. Then you have Ren, who I did not like. I don't know, man. When he bit it, like when he's like, suck it, the button and stuff, and he's like, I just look one way, and that's forward. Keep your eye on the prize. And then he gets acid in his face. And then Alderson, who we don't even know.
Here's the thing about Ren. The way that this movie is set up in the first 20, 30 minutes, you see Ren, he's focused. I know what's going to happen. I know what I'm doing. And if you're a veteran horror movie watcher, you know that, yeah, of course, everybody's probably going to die. But you figure that he might make it a little bit because he's giving you all this detail. He escaped from 7 big penitentiaries, you know. Ren always struck me as confident dude. They initially looked at him as more of a leader than they do Quentin before he turns total fascist out of fear and madness.
Yeah.
I love Ren.
So Ren, for me, I don't know. I just never liked him. I like that he escaped out of prisons, but he was just kind of, I'm going to leave y'all behind. His kind of attitude. See, the thing is, he escaped out of prisons over, I didn't buy his speech because he escaped from prisons after knowing the layout. After he didn't just walk in and then go da 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 da. I don't know. That's like New Orleans music. They play during like
that was dope.
Like he makes that song. That song comes on. He opens up his little.
I am Ren.
Summertime kind of life.
Oh, here we go. Yo.
So he's going to that, like, you know, the New Orleans rice commercials that they have.
Saturday.
Yeah, and he's just walking out of the place, like dancing to New Orleans music, and he just escapes. He would know the layout. He would have a poster and dig a hole. He would learn everything. He'd meet people. He would learn. He didn't escape from those in a day. So when he's saying, don't think of the big picture, think of what's front of you, that's not how you escape out of 7 prisons.
Well, I get the vibe from him that he was, because did The Rock come out before or after this movie?
Before.
Okay, so that's the vibe that I got from him. He was Sean Connery. He was like, I've escaped from The Rock. You follow me, I'll get you to safety, I promise you. But if you fall back, that's too bad for your lad. That's the vibe I got from Ren, you know, and he was French. And then when he gets it, he gets his little merde. He gets his French word for That was great, man. You can't hate Ren. He was awesome.
I understand the production design doesn't really, but he walks right into the perfect spot. Do you think those little acid things are all over the thing? Like as soon as you're in there, it's going to blast you? Or did he step in the perfect spot?
Well, you know, you would probably have to talk to the acid room trap design guy.
Okay, hey, let's call him.
Yeah, you know, he probably worked down the hall from the toilet and the air conditioning guy.
Hey, Hank.
Steve, where do you want to put this acid trap? You know, you figured I'll probably step in the middle of the room, eh? Yeah, you know, sure.
Hey, what? Yeah, but then he got fired after installing one, and then they probably put in 50 others. Because they just kept firing people. Like H.H. Holmes did in Chicago when he built his horrible torture palace.
Well, the way that these kind of large corporate boondoggles work, once they got the main guy to design the acid trap, they probably fired him from somebody cheaper.
They probably threw him in there.
Mark it out. Yeah, to get rid of him.
He was the first one. Oh, I mean, they threw in Worth. They're getting rid of everybody who knew about it.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry, man. We're just testing this out. There's not acid in there. It's just water, man. Maybe a bit of potpourri that we just stand there. Hold on a second. Okay, move a little to the left. All right, it's good.
Have you watched Alien Covenant?
Oh, clearly.
Hey, can you look into this pod for me? Yeah, the evil guy. Hey, come here. Come here. See this little thing? Look, put your face in there. Oh yeah, why not? Now I gotta say,
robot. Yeah.
you made me money on this, and you got me another published article.
Nice.
So I watched this movie, loved it, but I immediately thought they're killing 6 people, and they spent nine figures because I mean there's alien tech. Like you had to keep this secret. Is it buried? Is it above Earth? Is it in a giant warehouse? How do you move all this?
Exactly.
Like you are ordering steel from. Yeah. I mean, billions. And so I kind of got this idea to write this article about movies that just spend way too much money on very specific things. And I wrote it for Crack. It's coming out in about a month, 3 weeks. I don't know, something like that.
Congratulations,
so
brother. Congratulations.
But your suggestion gave me that pitch. And you know about Crack, it's all about really weird ideas that haven't been covered yet. So
absolutely,
because of you, man, I got another thing for my portfolio, and I got some extra bills in my pocket. So
hey, there you go, brother. Hey, building better worlds.
Next time we see each other, I'll buy you one beer, one cask, or one heist.
Please nah, man, come on, you got to get me a pretentious IPA with all that extra cube money. Come on, what's happening?
Oh, dude, if you ever visit, man, you will be loaded up on so many pretentious IPAs.
My beard will grow with every sip.
You'll just, like flannel. No, wait. Like a faux flannel will pop on you after about 2. You won't even know how it got there.
I went to school in Ohio, man, so I know all about the T-shirt plus flannel plus Oh, sorry.
His name was Ren. He was going.
Set me charm kind of Ren,
baby. I want ass face. All right, so I wish you would step back from that ledge, Ren.
In a world where a guy escapes prison 7 times only to die from acid in the face. Touchstone Pictures presents What the Hell is This Cube About?
Starring James Vanderbeek.
Not again.
And introducing Katie Holmes as Levin. 3 + 3 = 6. Dun 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 dun.
Good God. What do you need prime numbers? Yeah, that is my favorite thing about this, man. How that long, there's a couple of moments in the movie where, the murder stops and they just get into some exposition. I loved how Ezri Dax, a.k.a. Nicole DeBoer, was just explaining, oh, these are prime numbers. And you know that prime numbers are numbers that can only be multiplied by 1 and themselves. And it just took me straight back to square one television, man. This is a movie that taught you also math and also how to avoid potentially lethal traps.
I wish I would have watched this younger in my life. I would have avoided many traps.
Yo, man, every time I've escaped a cube, I've gone back to her little monologue about prime numbers.
Remember that time in Korea when I got stuck in that net in that tree?
Totally, man. Totally.
I think some government agency set that up and forgot about it, and I was left up there for 3 days. But I had just come back from the grocery store, but I only had like 840s of Cass and some cookies.
That's right. And the little Korean kid walked by. He was like, "Where go get him?" He's like, "Oh, there's a foreigner," and he just kept going.
Yeah, they just laughed. They're like, "David Beckham."
They just laughed.
They went, "David Beckham."
Nice. Well, at least you're hot and sexy when you're dying inside.
I got that a lot in Korea, man. So that was interesting.
Oh, I got Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Yeah, because I am legend. I am legend. So that was me.
I will say though, when you and I played video games, we played House of the Dead at
yes,
that
sir.
gigantic. We got a crowd around us.
Yes, sir.
Remember the first time we had like 30 people watching us play House of the Dead.
It is a brilliant game, and also we're 2 incredibly sexually attractive men. Guns in our hands. We had guns in our hands, and we were holding it down. You know what I'm saying? The zombies jump up, whack, whack, whack. You get 3 to the brain, like, brah, brah, brah. We were ill.
You were like, cover me. And I was doing all like the hard-boiled John Woo stuff. And then you were very much so clinical. Like you were like John Wick style.
That's what it is. And even though, we're standing there to this arcade machine attached by wires, you're doing all the John Woo jumping and sliding to the side. And we never broke the arcade cabinet once, man.
Now, I got to say though, at the end of the levels, when we would pass them, yours would be like fired 7,000 bullets, hit 6,058. Mine would be like fired 37,000 bullets, connected on 12.
Well, this is the lie of the John Woo films. Your accuracy decreases dramatically when you are literally moving your entire body all over the place. It doesn't matter where you're pointing the gun, the bullets are off, baby. Gotta do a Brooklyn style, like.
Da, 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 da. All right, so
back to Cube.
Yeah, back to Cube. So we're watching this movie, right? What did you believe? Like, so you have the guy who's talking about the Scaramanga from the one bullet, the private island. Then you have the government who built this to, I don't know, kill away with political prisoners, which is insane.
Right.
And then you just have people who created it went, oh yeah, this wasn't great, but we should use it anyway, so let's just kill the people who made it. What do you lean towards? Do you have a theory about what this is?
If it's got to be anything, it's got to be government boondoggle, because you remember the stories that were going around, the Iraq War, the $3,000 golden toilets, and the Halliburton contracts. This movie came out. This is 97, so the X-Files is still on TV, right?
Yeah.
So people their minds are opening up in terms of, hey, not everything that the government and the newspapers and the TV says is actually true. What the hell's going on? Where does this money go? So it can absolutely be some kind of weird black box government contract. They're building it so that they can interrogate terrorists or whatever the hell. I mean, that's where your mind would go in terms of why the hell somebody would make this $47 billion cube of death. to murder people. It's like the only thing.
Yep, Scaramanga's not doing it. Scaramanga. Now, maybe this could be a Belko Project type thing. Have you seen the Belko Project?
I did not. Break it down.
So, in the Belko Project, there's 130 buildings across the world. And what happens is they bring in like close to 90 or 80 employees. And what they say is you have these chips in your head and you have to kill each other. So everybody in each building has to kill each other. And if they don't, 10 people's heads explode. So it's just this big experiment. But, you know, you move everybody to a foreign country. You give them hotels. You give them jobs. You set up fake things. You build an entire massive building in kind of third world countries where no one notices. You build massive steel shutters. You have a private army. You have tons of Wi-Fi, equipment, computers all around the world. So you're spending billions on an experiment. The first phase, you're moving into the second phase. So this could either be, I think, exactly what you said. I think it's just a government thing.
It's to collect money, man. It's a boondoggle. I mean, we got fighter jets right now that cost $30 billion to fight where? You know what I'm saying? Somebody's getting money off of this. That's all it is. It's not Republican, Democrat, left or right. It's about paper. So somebody is skimming government cash and they made this cube. Well, why should we make this cube? What's the pitch meeting for the cube? Well, why do we need to think? Well, have you ever wanted a room that just moves?
Like, wait. Yeah. So they had to establish that in the 70s, 80s?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, when did they come up with this idea to build?
You got what? COINTELPRO. That's been going back decades, but not COINTELPRO. MK Ultra. The idea that you can brainwash people into eventually killing people. The whole basis for the Manchurian Candidate. Great movie also. Both of them.
And American Ultra, which I don't hate.
Yeah, yeah. So all of this conspiracy shit ends up in the reasoning behind the cube. That's why you can't sit and think, why would they make the cube? Because you know why they make it? Because they can. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And they did.
And they did. That's right. That's it. That's all you need to know. So they could torture people. But isn't it easier to torture people with waterboarding? Not if you're a sociopath.
And
That's what it's about.
Do you think this was made during the 80s when some guy was just loaded up on cocaine? You know, the stereotypical cocaine guy?
This is beyond cocaine. This is like reds and blues and greens, man. This is over the top.
So late 70s, some guy is just bombed out of his mind, right?
Just out of his gourd. Out of his gourd. You got to use that phrase.
And he...
Dude, I'm out of my gourd. Okay, listen. Here's what we're gonna do. Okay, look, we're gonna torture people, right? Okay, but we're not just gonna tie them down to. What we're gonna do? We're gonna make sarcophagus. Okay, and then we're gonna take the sarcophagus, and we're gonna put them in a room. Like that's the conversation. That's the conversation.
Now, what's Third Eye Blind song do you think they listened to when they came up with this idea? Do you think Never Let You Go? I'll never let you turn around. Do you think that one? What Third Eye Blind song were they listening to when they came up with this? What do you think it would be?
Listen,
can I graduate? How's it going to be? Oh,
I'm going back to the old standby. Everything can be done to semi-charm kind of life.
You know. What about how's it going to be?
Break it down for me. How do we work? How's it going to be?
How's it gonna be when you don't love me anymore?
Okay.
So maybe the guy's depressed and he just is a sociopath and he wants to put his mind on something else.
That's right. And he thinks of a cube, but wait a minute. Why don't we put cubes inside of this cube? Oh, and by the way, inside of one of these cubes, we should just have, an acid trap. How about that? Or a sound activated spike room. That is why we need, yes, absolutely. And heroin.
So it's either all right, so this is you get to pick. How's it going to be or Never Let You Go? Or Semi-Charmed Life. Because that's all about drug use. So Semi-Charmed Life.
I feel like everything Third Eye Blind did was about drug use and or some kind of depression that the girl next door did not respond positively to your constant stalking attempts. But
the sky was rose. It was gold. I was taking snips up into my nose and I wish I could get back.
Because clearly you can see... the whole music video to this put down the semi-charm kind of life. You got the guy in the corner. 2, 3. I'm telling you, man. It works for everything.
I bet you when you go to concert and you watch this, they go 1, 2. They don't even do the 3. Then they jump into it.
That's it. Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. So that's what they do. They're insane.
Because, Semi-Charmed Life is all about the downfall in the drug use, but they make it happy. So these guys are out of their mind. They're out of their gourds.
That's right. They're out of the gourd.
I'm losing my mind.
Okay, so after, all right. Now, every time they go into a red room, remember the room's got to be red, okay? Not pink, not blue, not mauve, not chartreuse. Red, okay? We need it to be red.
And we need amber in there. I bet you it took them 3 years to pick the 5 colors. Because there's so many people who had, like, so it started off with a list of 7,000 colors, because everyone had to get their colors in there.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
And then there were several there were several shootings and court martials. They narrowed it down to 8.
And then somebody pulled out a Pantone book and it was over. You know what I'm saying? They started messing with that RGB and shit went cray. Okay, this is red, but it's not red enough. Okay, I need a little bit more green in the background. What do you mean green? You said you wanted red. No, I want red. Okay, look, I'm out of my gourd.
Have you not seen a Wes Anderson movie? Have you not seen Grand Budapest Hotel? He uses purple, but it's not purple.
It's not purple. It's not plum. It's not peach.
I don't know what it is. Middle. Yep. It's not
give me what I want.
It's not exactly red. Well, what do you mean not exactly red? I don't know, crimson or some shit.
Dude, do you understand this is the cube? We're talking about the cube, man. Okay, I'm out of my gourd. This is the cube. Exactly. Yeah, that's right, the rage. Just the weightlifting rage. Yeah, cube.
This is where we're building it. We can't build it here. This is where we're doing it.
That is the next question. Where the hell is this cube? Because at the end of the movie, you see that unfortunately, when they drop Holloway, when Quentin drops Holloway, she falls into the abyss, brother.
Oh yeah.
That's not just like a hole. There's no end to that woman is still falling as we speak.
You never hear her land.
Where the hell is this cube? It can't be underground, right?
New Mexico.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
Like, you watch that Godzilla movie with the Mutos, and then there's, like, it's gotta be, you can't build this in New York. You can't build this in D.C. You can't build this in California. It's gotta be New Mexico, Arizona, somewhere.
One of those states where nobody lives, like Wyoming.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on there, Jed? Well, they've been digging in the ground for a while. As long as they don't mess with my sorghum crop, I figure, okay. No one lives in Wyoming. So, yeah, probably, let's say Wyoming.
Underneath my cattle ranch is a 1 million square foot.
Oh, man. Well, Timmy said he was going back to get his Frisbee, but I guess he must have fallen in the cube.
See that hole over there that says free candy? Don't look in it.
Don't look in that candy row. There ain't no candy there.
He looks like Vince McMahon. This is the way I'm picturing this guy.
Rage and steroids. That's right.
Like they have to give him metal chairs because he just broke all the wood.
That's what it is. He bends it right over your back as he slaps you with it at violent speed. Absolutely.
I guarantee you that in this fictional world, he's like the president's brother. Or he's someone that's high ranking, but that's a total bozo, but you just can't say anything to him. Does that make sense?
This does make sense, man, because I know that type of guy, man. Yep. Okay, so what do you think? What's your opinion? Well, I think we should probably do it this way. No, I don't think that.
You're fired.
You get the hell out of my face. You're a piece of crap. Yeah.
Listen to the song on the way out. Semi-charm kind of live.
And don't forget the cube. The cube.
He probably dug the first hole. And, dug, 30 feet in the ground the first night, that general. They're like, you just have to do one. It's a ceremonial thing.
I mean, literally, there's a whole prequel ready to be made about where do we put this friggin' cube?
I want to see the real estate land developer. Like, Matt Damon's trying to fight it because he thinks they're fracking. But, no.
Eminent domain. It's eminent domain, yeah.
I want to see the real estate agent who got this contract. They're banging.
Clearly. So what is it exactly that you were thinking of doing with this land? Well, we want to build a massive sarcophagus, and within that sarcophagus, we want to put 17,576 cubicle rooms with which to torture our dissidents and political uprising folk. That sounds great. I think you can put a little mauve table right over there. And
we're going to need a nuclear power plant to power this thing.
And we need gel. We need a lot of gels so that we can change colors.
You know any good light guys?
Where is it that you're getting your face-burning acid these days? Because I got a guy. I've got a guy.
Do you need to keep it cool in this container? Do you need to find the most secure piping so it won't spread all over your cube?
You know, I've looked at your spike specs, and I gotta tell you, I know somebody else that can really get those spikes as sharp as you need,
Yeah.
because you don't want to kind of just penetrate skin. You want to go straight through the bone. You know what I mean?
I owed some guys in Boston money once, and they busted out these spikes. I'll never be the same. Like, you should call them. All right, so hey, how about this? Let's take a break. We'll call those guys in Boston, and when we get back, we'll talk more Cube.
Cube!
Trying to laugh. Welcome back to Movies, Films, and Cube!
Ah, the Cube! Ah.
We're going here. We're going in Wyoming. No, wait. Do you think one of the guys owned a massive cattle ranch out there, and he's like, just build underneath my cattle ranch?
Listen, I don't care what you do, but if you kill one of my cattle, we're going to have some problems.
That's right. So they had to, like, dig a full tunnel under the ground.
Yeah,
They had to get a boring machine that was used to do the tunnel, and they
Right.
bored a hole into
Right.
the ground, and then that's how they supplied everything
Correct.
to the cube.
And consider, each side of the outer shell is 430 feet long, 434 feet long. So they need a 430 feet cube-shaped room that they can then stick the cube into that has enough space so that when we drop poor Holloway, she never hits the bottom.
That's crazy.
It is insane.
You would have heard a thud.
Mhm.
So by that logic, they found the portal to hell, or the portal to, somewhere. 'Cause-
Basically, that place in that episode, the baseball episode with The Simpsons, when Ozzie Smith falls down the hole,
Yeah.
that's what they found. They found that particular area, that endless pit. Yeah. Yeah.
And not Homer falling down the hill.
Well, unfortunately, he gets to the bottom.
Now,
but yeah.
would you have wanted to hear her splat?
I mean, the true horror of sound is no sound.
Yep.
That's why the beginning of this movie snags you immediately, because the first victim of the cube, you don't hear anything for so long until you hear shing, and then he just gets hit with the cheese grater.
It had me until the cheese grater folded up. I didn't like that.
Well, you know what? That's to show you that the method to this madness.
Yeah.
The cheese grater guy, he's disappointed when he hears this podcast that you didn't like the folding, because he designed that for a long time in his room in Saskatoon.
The widgets. Now, let's talk Quentin, because
Go ahead.
you made a great point about how he became full fascist. And while watching this movie, so in the beginning, he's definitely coming across as the alpha. He does take charge immediately. He does, however, ask things democratically. He does ask, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? However, through the course of the movie, he does, oh yeah, we'll get dinner. And he does kind of start giving weird looks. He starts kind of doing that, and he says his wife is dead, but she left him because he had like 3 kids and she couldn't take it.
Yeah. He comes across as a wife beater by the time the movie's over.
Yeah, so his heel turn is it sudden? Because for me, so we talked, I don't want to bring it up. But Daenerys, I don't think her heel turn is that sudden, but they talk about it over seasons, right?
Yeah.
But his heel turn, I don't know, he just went pretty crazy pretty quick. Did he not, or no?
Well, I feel that it was one of those moments in the movie, because they run into about 2 or 3 points in the movie where they realize, oh shit, we're never going to get out of this thing.
Yeah.
And it was one of those movies. It was one of those points in the film where, again, we find out, oh man, the prime number thing is actually not working with the traps. We're probably all going to die. And then they find out again, oh snap, if we just stayed in the room in the first place, we would eventually get to the bridge. And so between that, he put a lot of he also put a lot of faith in the Wren, because he knew that he was an escape artist.
Yeah.
And when he sees the Wren go down, that's one of the clicks in the Tumblr for him. That's one of the clicks right there that, hey, we might not get out. I might have to go back to being just street cop, because it's not often that you get to see, especially African American. He's Canadian, maybe, but you never get to see fascist black cop in the vein of the KRS-One song, Black Cop, Black Cop, Black Cop. But he absolutely turns full black cop in this movie. And He's flirting with
Levin.
little Levin. Thank you. He's flirting with Levin, and Levin is flirting back.
Oh, for
what it's
sure.
worth.
Yeah.
She's
like
flirting back for what it's worth.
She's like brain before beauty, and she's like, I'll cook you dinner, and she's digging it.
Yeah, they're flirting.
Yeah.
But then, he just drops a couple of little hints, that he's a good man, as Ren and Stimpy said. He's a good man, but he's not quite right in the head. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so I feel that his arc is earned.
Got it.
And I mean, he goes totally psycho at the end because he didn't have to stab her, for Christ's sake. Spoiler alert. He didn't have to stab her, but he's just already, you know what? He figured, I'm done. I'm murdering people. I'm dropping chicks off the face of the earth. I might as well just kill, the chick because she's never going to put out anyway. Put the lock in the key. That's not game, brother. That's creepy.
Yeah, he's saying some weird stuff. He's like, mate, we're half of the equation. I'm like, what is happening? And I think also with Holloway, she swings him when she starts talking about you're a wife beater and he slaps her. Right. You abused your kids. And I think at that moment, he just sort of, they hadn't slept in probably 2 days? So you have sleep deprivation. You haven't drank. You haven't had that. Your brain's sort of shutting down. He has that temper, and I'm not justifying this, of course. I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying.
No, of course not. No.
I think her comments kind of sparked listen, he was holding the grenade. He is the grenade, right?
He is the grenade.
The pin's already pulled. She just removed his finger from the pin, from the thing. Does that make sense?
No, absolutely. He's not a good guy, and he's not a good guy at all. Period. Yeah. He reveals himself eventually to be a bad human being. And there are small hints of what's going on in America now, the quote unquote left and right divide, because she's clearly a liberal and he's clearly on the right. He's a might makes right kind of guy. He's talking about how he can see people because that's my job. I saw through him like a freaking X-ray. He believes that he's Uber cop.
They call me MRI.
Exactly. He thinks he's Marion Cobretti, of Canada. And when you challenge his quote unquote manhood, he's not about that. It's a very well written character, in my opinion. Yeah. Not that the character's not a good person. The character is well written and it's well acted. And the way that he and Holloway bounce off each other, you knew that one of them was going to die.
She got him. She won that argument with him.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
In the history of the world where you have a smaller person and a big person, right? And I'm not saying this is always the case, but the smaller person wins the argument. The bigger person thumps them.
That's it, man. He's talking about how she's dried up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh. She's like, you can't get none.
You're just waiting for a man to screw you. I changed it because, PG-13. Yeah. You're just waiting for a man to screw you. You're dried up in there, aren't you? Yeah, I'm a psycho. Black cop, black cop, black cop. You know what I'm saying?
But then she delivers the mic drop. When she calls him out for being that abusive man and this and that and the other, that's when the big guy thumps the little guy.
Yeah, she calls him a Nazi. And he's like, nope.
What's interesting is he saved her, Holloway, when the thing, I don't get this, Norbert. All right. So it's 4 people, right? It is Levin, it's Worth, it's Kazan, and it's Quentin. And they are holding a 100-pound woman. And they're saying you weigh 500 pounds.
They're tired.
Oh, 2 days.
They haven't eaten.
Yeah, you're right.
Energy. No worries. No worries.
Yeah, you're right.
It's a valid point.
No,
they're tired, and she's jumping. You know what I'm saying? She's jumping off. So, yeah, I got that. Go ahead. Continue.
You got me. But he saved her. And then I think eventually he just kind of went, no. So it's pretty interesting how he made a heroic move to. Right. So maybe in this guy's life, he just made a lot of small choices that led him away from his inner self. Because
he is go ahead.
He did say, I'm going to go first several times.
Right.
And
yeah.
So it's interesting how he does have these moments. That's why this movie's good. This guy is a 3-dimensional. All right. I think
he's a full character.
Yeah. Because he didn't have to save Holloway. He could have been like, I tripped. And then cubed. And then just let her die. But he didn't save her to look her in the eye and then drop her.
Nah, man. It was total it's what the kids call toxic masculinity. Because it's his duty as a cop and as a man to be the quote unquote defender and savior. And he's trying to assert that role from the beginning of the movie. He defers to the Wren while he's alive because the Wren gives him what he needs to survive. And the same thing that he does with Nicole DeBoer and everyone. If you're useful to me, I can use you and I'll give you the basic respect. But after that, I don't need you. And then this chick called him a Nazi and this, that, and the third. And he looks her in the eye and he's like, you know what? You're of no use to me. I'm done with you.
And then Levin, I think when Levin kind of starts going against him, she says you're bad at math. She kind of goes from flirting to realize that this guy has become a monster. And then I think he starts viewing her as expendable towards the end as well. Would he have killed the three of them when they were leaving? Because they knew that he killed Holloway.
That's a great question. And that's another thing that we will never know because, you know, he goes full berserker mode and Worth helps him to amputate his leg. Yeah. So if they get back into the real world, you have no idea what's going to happen. Go ahead.
Worth, his body is not normal because he falls that full, 14 feet on a very uneven surface. He gets pummeled by a shoe. He gets punched. He never breaks any bone.
Never.
His face is fine. There's a little bit of blood, but he's not human. So in this world, I guess we're assuming gravity or bodies are stronger.
Dude, you are an American man just like me, so you've worn a pair of boots before.
Yeah.
You understand the density of a pair of boots, right?
Yep.
This man is not only beating Worth with a boot, he's holding it by the shoelace, rearing back, and just whop. He beats the life out of him with this boot, man. If that's me, I'm peeing blood.
Yep.
Like today. Still. He took such a beating. Yeah, he's clearly made of unstable molecules. Shout out to the MCU. Because there's no way he's supposed to even be ambulatory with the beating that he took from Quentin.
That took place in 97. So I would still be hurting.
Yeah, clearly. Now, every time I lace up a pair of shoes, I'll be like, please. You know what I'm saying?
You'll just go off into nowhere, and I'll be looking at you. You'll be staring off into the sunset. I'm like, are you thinking about boots again? Yeah.
1,000-yard stare, boot PTSD. No more shoes for me. I wear slippers from now on.
Do you think these people wanted them to escape? Because they gave them the Wren. They gave them a mathematician. They gave them a doctor. They gave them a cop. They gave them a guy who had worked there. They gave them Kazan.
Yeah. You can lean in a couple of directions. You can say it's an experiment to see what people will do. You can say it's torture because these cats are sociopaths and just want to see what's going to happen. Or you could just say just straight up, we are scientists collecting data. You know, same way in World War II, they had the camps where they would just give people diseases and just let it run its course just to see what would happen. Humanity is awful, you know, and that's another beautiful thing about this movie. It exposes the horror of just being a mankind, not being a man. Yeah. The horror of being people, man. It's so great. There's layers to this film.
If you're a sociopath and you're a billionaire and you're the head of this and you're chugging Red Bull, who do you want to put in there to see what happens? Like Kiss, you kidnap Kiss and have him in full regalia going through there. Do you have the Celtics? Like who?
If you put Kiss in there, you know who's going to win, man. It's going to be Gene Simmons.
Oh, clearly.
Sure. I mean, because you look, Gene Simmons refuses to stop. It's 2019 and they're still doing Kiss. He's still doing Kiss. Yeah, he's clearly the winner.
Yeah, Mick Jagger. They're like, he hasn't eaten in 32 days. He's still roaming around in there.
You know what I'm saying? The guitarist from that, what's that? The Rolling Stones. Yeah. Keith Richards.
Oh, yeah.
Keith Richards would just stand in the Red Room and just absorb ambient light and just never die.
So he's like 79 and he falls out of a coconut tree, cracks his skull, and he's fine the next day.
Yeah. He just pulls a cigarette out of the coconut. Where did you hide that cigarette? Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? He's that guy. He's just terrifying.
Put the cast of the Thing in there. Like I don't know who that'd be an interesting thing to watch with all these people in there.
Ooh, you put the cast of the Thing in it. McCready, what do you think, huh? You think we're gonna make it out alive? You think you're gonna tell me what's going on, you son of a bitch? No, man. No. Look, because
wait, they put you in the cube, and then remember that they put you in the cube. And you gotta survive.
That's right. Now, I'm gonna do my best to get ahead, but you're gonna try to do your best to beat me. And so, this is the cube. Life in the cube. Keith David is a hero of mine.
Oh, man. I want to hear him sing Semi-Charmed Life.
Do. Semi-charmed kind of life. I love heroin, but I like it more than life. But I know that if I keep doing heroin, I'm gonna die. So I better go in a cube and just get do. Semi-charmed kind of cube. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life.
We're insane. We're insane.
Is there any other things in this movie? I'm crying. Any other things you want to talk about in this movie?
Listen, anybody who hasn't seen Cube, if you're listening to this podcast, if you are a fan of The Twilight Zone, if you were a fan of Tales from the Dark Side, Tales from the Crypt, Monsters, give a shout out to the 80s right there, that old TV show. This is a brilliant movie. It is well acted. Don't believe the anti-hype. Cube is great. Every actor in this movie is dope. Shout out to Quentin for Black Cop, Black Cop, Black Cop. Because you don't get to see, frankly, brothers do deep, layered, go from good guy to bad guy roles very much, especially not in 97. So, really good movie.
Yeah, and then also, if you're looking for other good Canadian horror films, I want to recommend Pontypool, which I absolutely love. It's kind of a, it's just a single location almost zombie movie, and it's just from the perspective of a radio host. He's just kind of narrating it. Also, there's a movie on Netflix currently. It's called Ravenous. It's based in Montreal. It's not the 1999 cannibal picture. It's
it's something else.
Yeah, it's a zombie picture. Very art house, very vibey, but really great. Filmed out of Montreal. Very, very good movie. I definitely recommend that. And then I also there's other great ones like Black Christmas, Changeling, American Mary, Bloody Valentine, Prom Night, but I also like Backcountry. It's just about a couple getting murdered by a bear.
Oh, okay, well.
And so, it's great. It's a lot of fun. So I definitely recommend that.
Get the popcorn, Sheila. Get the popcorn for that one, Sheila. Get the popcorn. We're going to watch this lady getting eaten by a bear over here.
I guarantee the general would have outran that bear in that movie.
Oh, for sure.
Wait. Oh, last question. Do you think, so Quentin had blood on his hands in the beginning. Do you think there was an actual trap?
Ooh. Good question. Wait, but he cut his leg when he was going through that weird, in the 70s, they had that metal line thing. Is that where he got the blood from on his hand? I'm not sure.
No, in the first shot when you see him, he has a bloody hand. And he said, a thing almost took my head off.
You know what? He probably ran into the room where the first guy got, the Cuisinart.
You think so? Yeah,
I think because that's the only way it could have happened, that he could have gotten the blood. Because in the unfortunate Cube 2, you come to find out, that they're, because of all of the time paradoxes and going through different alternate dimensions, the one guy is murdering everybody to steal their watches because he's gone insane. And that's why he ends up with blood all over himself. But this is just simple Cube. So he definitely ran into the corpse of the guy who gets cubed, literally, in the first scene.
Got it. Because that was a question for me. I always wondered that. And I'm glad you said good question. That makes me happy.
No, well, your questions are always good. You are my hero.
Well, this was fun, man. Thanks for coming on and talking Cube with me.
Love is love, baby.
All right, so for Mark Hoffmeyer and Norbert Morvan, this is Movies, Films, and Flicks. We'll see you next week.
Saskatoon!
I wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend. You could cut ties with all the lies that you've been living in. And
in the Cube.
If you would not want to see me again, I would understand.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I know that song. I would understand. In the Cube.
Cube.
Yeah.